While the country was watching the border, the courts and the headlines of the day, one of the biggest political fights in Washington was quietly building a fight over a single question that most Americans already agree on. And this week, Republicans made a move Democrats did not see coming. Here's the story and why it could shape the November midterms. At the center of this fight is a bill called the SAVE Act, the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act. The idea is simple. If you want to register to vote in a federal election, you show proof that you're an American citizen, a passport, a birth certificate, a real ID that confirms citizenship. That's the entire concept. But that simple idea has triggered one of the longest legislative standoffs in recent memory. It has included a president who refused to sign other bills until this one moved, weeks of floor speeches in the Senate, a majority leader admitting on the record that the votes simply aren't there, and now a new $10 billion strategy designed to work around the wall that's been blocking it. Let's walk through how we got here. In April 2025, the House of Representatives passed the SAVE Act led by Congressman Chip Roy of Texas. It moved to the Senate and then nothing happened. Days turned into weeks turned into months. By late January of this year, nearly 30 members of the Republican Study Committee had had enough. They pointed out that the bill had been sitting for 293 days. RSC Chairman August Pfluger of Texas said the House had done its job nearly 300 days earlier, and it was time for the Senate to act. Congressman Brandon Gill went further, writing directly to the Senate Rules Committee demanding action, arguing that elections should be free from outside influence. That raises an obvious question. Republicans hold 53 Senate seats. The House had passed the bill. The president backed it. So what was holding it up? The answer comes down to one number, and we'll get there. In February, the House passed a new version called the Save America Act by a vote of 218 to 213. This version required documentary proof of citizenship to register and photo ID at the time of voting. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer responded days later, vowing that Senate Democrats would block it. He argued it could make voting harder for Americans who don't have easy access to a birth certificate or passport. That's when the fight escalated in a way few people expected. On March 8th, President Trump posted on Truth Social that he would not sign other legislation until this bill passed. He said it needed to move to the front of the line ahead of everything else. And he wasn't bluffing. He has since withheld his signature from bipartisan housing legislation as leverage. Trump called it an 88% issue with voters. Multiple polls do show strong bipartisan support for voter ID and citizenship verification requirements, even though the exact number varies by survey. So why, if the idea is that popular, couldn't it become law? One word: the filibuster. Passing most legislation in the Senate doesn't take 51 votes. It takes 60 to overcome a filibuster. Republicans have 53 seats. That means they need 7 Democrats to cross over, and so far, none have. In mid-March, Majority Leader John Thune decided to force a vote anyway. On March 17th, the Senate voted 51 to 48 to bring the bill to the floor. Every Democrat voted no, one Republican. Lisa Murkowski of Alaska also voted no. But the motion survived and the bill reached the floor for the first time. What followed was weeks of speeches. Senators Ted Cruz, Marsha Blackburn, Rick Scott, James Lankford, Steve Daines, Eric Schmidt, and bill sponsor Mike Lee spoke in support on the other side. Senators Alex Padilla, Amy Klobuchar, and Schumer spoke against it repeatedly. During this stretch, Senator Mike Lee shared a prediction market chart showing Democrats favored to win the Senate in 2026 and used it to argue for urgency in passing the bill. Republicans saw that as motivation. Democrats called it proof the bill was about winning elections, not securing them. Groups like the Brennan Center seized on the comment. Even Thune was blunt about where things stood. He said that despite having roughly 50 votes in support, Republicans were, in his words, not even close to breaking a Democratic filibuster. That's where most political stories would end, in gridlock waiting for the next election. But this one didn't stop there. In July, Republicans tried something new. It's called budget reconciliation, a process that allows certain spending-related legislation to pass with a simple 51-vote majority, bypassing the filibuster entirely. Both parties have used this tool before. The catch is that reconciliation can only include measures tied to spending and revenue. You can't simply mandate a policy through it, but you can attach funding to it. On July 14th, the House passed another version of the SAVE Act. The next day, July 15th, House Republicans set aside $10 billion in a budget package tied to a new approach. Instead of